It was a 7-year-old boy, starving in a house with 7 kids and no father, still screaming underneath his skin. That's what nobody sees when they watch Luis Suarez bite another player. Live, on camera, in front of a billion viewers. The world calls him an animal in seconds. But nobody ever asks the real question. What turns a human being into that? Salto, Uruguay. 1987, a small house. 7 children packed inside it. Barely enough food to feed one. Then their father walked out the door and never came back. No goodbye, just gone. It was all on their mother now. 1 woman, 3 cleaning jobs, scrubbing other people's floors from sunrise to midnight, just to keep 7 mouths fed. Dinner wasn't something you counted on. It was something you prayed for. Luis didn't go to school like the other kids. Not because he didn't want to, but because he didn't own shoes. So he wrapped plastic bags around his bare feet and ran straight onto gravel and broken glass, just to play the one game that made the hunger disappear. The other boys had real boots. Suarez had bleeding feet and torn plastic, and they laughed at him for it. That kid's going nowhere. They had no idea what they were looking at. Poverty can starve a boy. It can humiliate him. Then, at 15, everything changed. Her name was Sofia Balbi. A different world entirely. Stable. Safe. Everything Luis had never known. He had nothing to offer her but himself. No money, not even bus fare, most days. So when he wanted to see her, he ran. Miles across the city, every time, just to knock on her door out of breath. For a while, that was enough. Then it wasn't. Sofia's family was leaving Uruguay for good, moving to Spain, to a future Luis couldn't follow. On the day she left, he had no money for a bus, no money for a taxi, so he did the only thing he knew how to do. He ran. Through the streets, lungs burning, chasing a plane that was never going to wait for him. By the time he reached the gate, it was already in the sky. He stood there, alone, and in that silence, something inside a heartbroken 17-year-old hardened into a vow. I will become someone, and I will come back for her. Now hold that image. Because that boy, the one who just watched his whole world fly away, is the same man you've seen sink his teeth into another player on the biggest stage in football. Once you know where he came from, it stops looking so random. Every reckless tackle, every scream in a defender's face. That's not a man playing a game. That's a boy who once starved, fighting for his life all over again. To Suarez, losing the ball was never just losing a game. It was losing everything. Again. Years passed. That barefoot boy from Salto became one of the most feared strikers the sport has ever seen. And Sofia? Still there. The same girl from that airport, still choosing him, long after that plane took off without him. Now look at his life. The mansion, the medals on the wall, everything poverty once swore he'd never touch. So here's the real question. Was Luis Suarez ever really the villain? Or was he just a boy who swore he'd never go hungry again and made sure the whole world remembered it? Let me know what you think in the comments.